I was 8 months pregnant when my mother-in-law stood up at dinner, looked directly at my stomach, and said, "Some women trap men with babies." The room went dead silent. Then she added, "Good thing DNA tests exist now." And my husband? He didn't defend me. He said, "Mom, not here." Not here? So this was happening somewhere else too. That was the moment I realized something horrifying. They weren't just humiliating me. They were preparing to erase me. The public accusation, everyone stared at my belly like it was evidence. I felt exposed, filthy, criminal. His cousin whispered, I knew something was off. I had never cheated, but they spoke about it like it was fact. And the worst part? My husband wouldn't look at me. The doctor call. 2 days later, my OB/GYN asked me a strange question. Has there been infidelity in your marriage? My blood ran cold. My husband had called my doctor. He told her there were paternity concerns. He was planting doubt in my medical file. The pills one night I found something in the kitchen trash. A prescription bottle. Not mine. Not his. A mild sedative. And suddenly I remembered how exhausted I'd been. How foggy. How easy it had been for them to call me unstable. The smear campaign. His mother started telling extended family I was emotionally volatile, that I screamed at him, that pregnancy had changed me. I hadn't raised my voice once. They were rewriting reality, and people were believing it. The locked account I went to pay for groceries. Card declined. Our joint account was frozen. He said it was temporary restructuring. But my lawyer later confirmed he had started separating assets quietly, preparing for divorce before the baby was born. The hidden camera one afternoon, I noticed something strange in the living room. A tiny blinking light near the bookshelf. A camera. When I confronted him, he said it was for security. But it was pointed at the couch, where I usually sat, pregnant, alone. The real plan. I overheard his mother say, once she snaps, we'll petition for custody. Snap? They were waiting for me to break. They were creating pressure to make me break. The affair twist, I finally found proof of his affair. But it wasn't random. The woman he was seeing, a family friend's daughter, his mother's favorite. This wasn't cheating. This was replacement. The therapist set up. My husband insisted I see a therapist for my moods. I later discovered he had emailed the therapist beforehand, told her I was paranoid, that I imagined conspiracies. He was building documentation, trying to label me delusional. The DNA trap. At a family gathering, his mother loudly announced, "We've already arranged the DNA test." Arranged, without asking me, like I was a surrogate, not a wife. The final straw one night he said something that made my stomach drop. If the baby isn't mine, you'll leave quietly, right? Not, we'll figure it out. Leave quietly, like this was already decided. My counter move that night, I started recording everything, every whisper, every accusation, every manipulative conversation. And what I discovered next changed everything. The financial crime my lawyer uncovered: irregular transfers inside the family trust, tax evasion, shell companies, property hidden under fake subsidiaries. And guess whose name was legally attached? My husband's. Not his mother's. His. They had used him as the fall guy. The sedative truth. The prescription bottle? It was filled under his mother's assistant's name. The timeline matched the days I felt disoriented. I had blood work done quietly. Trace amounts confirmed? They hadn't poisoned me, but they had been drugging me lightly, enough to make me look unstable. The birth I gave birth under high stress. Healthy baby girl. And in the hospital room, his mother said, "She doesn't have our nose." Like she was inspecting merchandise. That was the moment something in me died. The results DNA test came back. 100% his. His mother's face drained of color, but instead of apologizing, she said, "Labs make mistakes." That's when I knew this would never stop, unless I ended it. The explosion dinner. At one final family dinner, his mother tried again. She said, "Some women shouldn't be mothers." I calmly replied, "Should we talk about the offshore accounts?" The entire table froze. The collapse. That night, everything unraveled. His father blamed him. His mother blamed me. He realized he had been used, not just to control me, but to protect their crimes. The divorce filing I filed immediately, with custody petition, with documented psychological abuse, with evidence of financial misconduct. They tried to intimidate me. It didn't work. Courtroom shock in court. Their lawyer tried calling me paranoid. Then my recordings were played, the sedation conversations, the custody plotting, the smear campaign. The judge looked horrified. Criminal investigation authorities opened an inquiry into the trust. News spread quickly. Their social circle started distancing itself. Invitations stopped. Phones went silent. The husband's breakdown. He came to me crying, said he didn't know how deep it went, said he thought they were protecting him, but he signed the documents. He made the calls. He chose silence. Final blow. His mother tried contacting me one last time. She said, "You've ruined this family." I replied, "No, I survived it," and hung up. The last scene. Now, I live quietly, full custody, peace. They tried to drug me, discredit me, replace me, take my child instead. They exposed themselves, and the day the investigation became public, that was the day the entire family gasped, not because I broke, but because I didn't.